Hey everybody, welcome to Snow Talk. This is Wave 3 News meteorologist Brian Good. Got a lot to talk about when it comes to our weather, but first I want to at least take a moment and say thank you guys for being part of reading our daily weather blog that we do all the time, especially for those of you that watch our Snow Talks here. Appreciate you guys. Been with you guys for over 4 years. As you all know, I grew up here in town, so Wave has been a place I've been hanging out at since I was 12 years old. So it is still a dream come true, and I feel very blessed this holiday season to be here with you guys. So as always the case, you'll see Snow Talk each and every year, and of course Storm Talk will kick off this upcoming spring. Don't get ahead of myself though. I've got to get through the winter, right? And I hope you and yours, by the way, have a really safe Christmas season. I'll be talking to you guys, I'm sure, tomorrow on Twitter or maybe on Facebook if I get a moment. We'll be back here though on Christmas night, and I think Nemo will be joining me as well. So make sure to watch Christmas night for that. Ryan Hoke will be here with you tomorrow night, by the way, tracking Santa Claus as he makes his way toward Louisville. All right, in other areas. Okay, let's talk about what's happening in the short term, and then I'll get into the long term. I have limited time as always, so I've got to talk fast, so I apologize. I try to talk slow, be clear, but it doesn't always work in my favor. Snow stats, these haven't changed from yesterday. Still at 3.7. As far as on the board, I haven't really changed that, other than push the weekend potential later. Sunday night into Monday is what I'm watching for there. Still watching for something for New Year's too. Nothing alarming is showing up yet because when you have a very amplified pattern, you have a lot of room for error on models. So you've got to trend carefully with longer term data. The radar image, which for some reason we lose at the end there, you see the showers passing through, very scattered across the region. It's a mild night tonight, most of steady rain across southern and eastern areas of Kentucky. And let me widen the view out. Maybe the radar will fix itself. You can see this nasty line of storms. This has been the headline throughout most of the afternoon. Has been the potential for some tornado touchdowns that did take place. In fact, we've got actually four fatalities now in the southeast corner here of Mississippi. Our sister station is down there, WDAM, and we may actually, some of us here at Wave 3 may be heading down there to help these guys out because we're concerned about our friends and family that we have. Some of the employees do here in that area. So we'll be watching that area carefully. A lot of damage to those tornadoes. Now it's just a squall line, but no warnings showing up right now with that line. That's good news, but we'll keep an eye on this as it heads into Atlanta and Georgia during the overnight. We're on the beginning stages, really, of this low pressure. Let me turn on the satellite, and you can see it better. The energy here, there's upper low, as I mentioned, up here to the north that's taking place, and then we've got also the energy that's diving down across Texas. If you look carefully, you can see that arcing of the clouds. See how the cloud deck begins to spread out, become brighter whites. That's the thickening clouds across Oklahoma. That is the low pressure right now. As I'm talking, it is developing, and it's going to race itself to the north and northeast. And at that point, it will begin to deepen. And that's why the winds will pick up tomorrow, and there will be a chance for some storms in some portions of the area. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's tonight. You see very blotchy areas of rain passing through rapidly, really, and temperatures stay warm in the 50s all the way through sunrise, and then we head into mid-morning tomorrow. We've got a steady rain here to the west, and then we've got a warm pocket here in the middle. And I'm going to switch different models here to show you the wind views, and you can see the wind arrows at the surface. Southeast wind. Notice that's already a northwest wind, though, just to the west of us. Now, what happens, that warm pocket late morning tomorrow should lead to a narrow band of thunderstorms. They may not trigger warnings, but they may get close because the wind speeds are so strong aloft, it doesn't take much of a thunderstorm and this kind of a setup to push those winds all the way to the ground. And that may happen in a few cases. If so, it would meet their criteria of a severe thunderstorm, and they likely pull the trigger and issue a warning. So I would route a few warnings for winds east of 65 around midday tomorrow. Better chance as that line pushes into Ohio and East Kentucky, where it actually will get warmer there than what it will be when they develop over us. If you're west of 65, you're just going to be this pocket here of the windy conditions, west wind, spotty showers, falling temperatures. That'll be your trend. So you're going to reach your high very, very early today before sunrise from Seymour down to Owensboro. Here in Louisville, we're going to reach our high temperature probably around 9 or 10 in the morning. Those of you to the east, you will wait until about noon tomorrow before you hit your high temperature. After those times, it's all downhill. Windy conditions as we turn westerly as we head into Wednesday night, Christmas Eve night. And then look at that, snow showers. While a lot of the kids are sleeping and Santa's doing his work, pockets of snow showers will pass through. We're above freezing, so we're not expecting any problems for tricky roads, but as some of these little bursts of snow could turn the ground white for a brief moment, hopefully some of you will be awake to capture a picture of this, because if you miss it, it's going to be gone. by Christmas Day as we warm up well above freezing. But it'll be just limited to the grassy areas, if anything. But hey, I've seen it happen many times. Snow at night, wet snow at night, can stick to grass and rooftops. Here's our pattern, though, as we head down the road. Let me show you the jet stream here. And you can definitely tell where the jet core is across the Pacific Ocean here. Let me change my wand so you can see this a little bit better. Sorry about this. You can see the jet streak itself moving across the Pacific, arcs into the northwest, Canada, dives down, and very strong winds across the country. This is going to be Sunday. The strong wind here across the plain states tells nice ridging here, a warming trend, 50s for Friday, and portions of Saturday could easily get into the 50s. And then look what happens as we head into the time frame here of Sunday into Monday. We start to see the jet, it goes black. It's a tremendous amount of jet energy. And look at this is the European, by the way, the discharge of Arctic air just diving in from Canada into the plain states. And as we head into next Monday, we're going to be set up here for Monday through New Year's Eve for a very cold core. Again, direct discharge of Arctic air right into the Ohio Valley. Meanwhile, the Pacific jet is back at it again. It's battering the northwest coast. That pushes this ridge here. Let me clear off all my garbage. This pushes the ridge back to the north here in time, and that allows us to get more of a Pacific airflow that tries to interact with the Arctic airflow. And it's just a battle that we're seeing here in the models, where at times you'll see a warming trend. You may be looking at the models, for those of you who know how to do that, and you'll say, hey, look at that, it warms up. Oh no, next model run, it's Arctic air. Oh look, it warms up again. Because the models are really struggling with the interaction of the cold Arctic air and this strong Pacific jet coming in from the north and west. And that is going to be our headache all the way through the beginning of January. And the ensembles here for the indices are showing the same thing. If you look at the NAO for blocking, we're going to go negative for a while. It does trend more positive, if not neutral, as we head into the beginning of January. GFS, same thing. But notice that experimental GFS, while the mean is going positive, a lot of the ensembles say, nope, it could go negative again, way negative. And same thing for the Arctic oscillation. Look at that on the experimental. A lot of members are going south. I'm not sure why it's aiming more toward positive when much more agreement is south or negative. So there's not agreement here at all on all the data on how this is going to play out. So we're going to go with caution here with the forecast, but here's how it stands tonight. Saturday into Sunday. Here's the Canadian. It's progressive. We do have a low that tries to develop, but it's progressive with the energy because there's so much digging that happens behind this. There's not enough time for anything to develop in the Gulf of Mexico and move up to give us more than just a rain chance, maybe in as a few flurries. So the Canadian is brutal with the Arctic, and it overpowers the southern branch feature. It pushes it out fast. Now, the European model is not as aggressive, just aggressive enough with the cold air diving in. It brings in the front with some rain on Saturday and Sunday, but then it allows the surface low to develop in the Gulf of Mexico and then track north and east and deepen. This would bring a band of accumulating snow close to us, but just to our west, based on the European. This is cold air, too, on the northwest side. And then you got the GFS. Very similar setup, actually, that the Euro has. Got the cold front that slides through with the rain chance Saturday and Sunday. Not as deep with it to the west of us like the Canadian had. Therefore, a low can develop in the northern Gulf, and then it races to the north and east, but it is flatter with this low and not as deep because of that. A weaker low goes more east than a more stronger low. Stronger lows cut, weak lows go east. That's usually the trend. This is a weaker low, so it goes more east. The Arctic air has a chance to catch up with it, and then you get a burst of snow right over us as we head into Sunday night into Monday. Interesting setup. We'll watch it. Here is the experimental GFS for the same period. This is going to be Saturday. The rain moves in, and then as we head into Sunday, it's actually Sunday afternoon, it's showing the Arctic high already moving in, so you got a northeast flow into the low pressure developing here across Alabama, and then you get the band of a burst of snow on the back side of that before it pushes out. And then, so that's something to watch for the weekend. I'm going to go with mainly rain Saturday and most of Sunday, with a chance of it going to snow Sunday night and Monday until we get better agreement on whether or not we're going to have the piece of energy move out of the Gulf of Mexico, or as the Canadians suggest, it's going to be overpowered by the Arctic air. It shoves that system off to the east without any chance for it to go frozen at the end. Not rolling that out either. Here's the Canadian for low temperatures New Year's Eve night. Ouch. Teens and single digits in the Ohio Valley potentially. Because of the Arctic air, the experimental GFS is seeing that too for New Year's Eve. It's trying to hint that a storm in the Gulf will try to make a run on the Gulf Coast states, and that would overpower the warm air over the cold Arctic air and could lead to freezing rain. I ain't going to go there. We'll leave that alone for New Year's Eve. So to sum it up, windy and warm tomorrow. Thunderstorms along in East 65 we'll watch at. Snow flurry potential as we head into late Christmas Eve night. And then we'll watch the weekend system. I think it's going to start off as rain. Very confident on the rain part. I just don't know if it's going to go to snow in time to accumulate or it's just going to end as rain. That's the part I got to figure out. I don't have a handle on it yet. And then as we get to New Year's Eve, there will be something coming by, and it'll be Arctic cold in play. New Year's Eve could be very interesting this year. That's it for now. I'll see you tonight with updated radar views at 11.